All right, now we're going to look at how do we identify and select relevant information. So factual information are statements that can be verified as true, and it can come in a form of statistic or real example. So statistic are numerical facts. So when you want to use statistic, make sure the statistics are reliable and valid, and make sure you also use recent statistic. And if you want to compare, make sure you use comparatively, but do not overuse statistic, because then it'll be very boring. Your slide will contain only statistic. Example would help your audience to actually understand your ideas better. But the three principles to guide you to use examples are: make sure the examples are very clear and specific that your audience can understand, and make sure it's representative of your ideas, and also make sure you use at least one example to explain your point. Okay, to get the point across, to get the picture across, your point across, use example. Definition is a statement that clarify meaning of word. So you need to use definition in example to help your audience to better understand your presentation. There are certain words where your audience may not be able to understand. So you need to clarify, especially when you're using terminology. Clarify that terminology by using definition. Or one word may contain many different definitions. So clarify your stance. Which definition are you using? So that is why we need to use also definition in our presentation. Okay. Now, expert opinion. You also need expert opinion to help with presentation of your ideas. Okay, because expert opinion is also important, where you have experts giving their points, their idea. You can quote, direct quote of them, but make sure you cite their credential. Elaboration, when you want to elaborate, you can either use anecdote, your personal narrative, your anecdote, your personal story, or narrative. You create a story to help with your elaboration of points. Or you can compare and contrast, or even use direct quotation. All right? Okay. Now, when you actually present, make sure your audience might contain, make sure you do audience analysis and know who your audience are. Probably you're presenting on an international stage. You may see different people with different culture. Your audience might come. So consider that and make sure your presentation considers multiple perspective, cultural perspective, so that you will not be seen as biased. Even in Malaysia, we have different cultures. So make sure that when you present, your information are not culturally biased, or do not focus only on your culture. Okay, be not biased. Okay, focus on multiple culture perspective when you present. So also remember to record your information so that it's easier for you to find where did you find this information. Later on, you need to cite your information. Why cite? Because you want to acknowledge the person. Okay, so you need to cite appropriately your speech. Okay, if not, you will be considered plagiarizing if you don't cite. Research card to help you to organize your information. Citing source, again, you need to make sure that you need to acknowledge the ideas are not from you, because others have done their research. Okay, you need to acknowledge if the ideas are not from you. Okay, it is very important. So when you cite, it also helps your audience to evaluate that, okay, this person is really knowledgeable. It adds to your credibility. When you don't cite source, it shows that you are an unethical presenter and you also conduct plagiarism. All right.